me today, we've got a 2011 to 2015 Ford Focus, and we've got a little bit of a water leak, and it is in the boot, and I'll show you now where it's leaking from. Now, I've got my little camera, my little boroscope down there, just in the chassis. Now, by there and by there, there's two vents, and what happens, if you can see, the water's just coming in around the side there and filling up all the boot well. I'm going to show you how to fix it. Now, to gain access to those two vents, we've got two either side. We need to remove all the back bumper. Now, we're going to get the two back wheels off, and we're going to make a start on undoing all the screws. Once you've got that back wheel off now, we've got two screws holding this in a splash guard, one there, which are 8mm, and that will pull out the way. We've got a T30 there. We need to remove this, repeat this process on both sides. Once you've removed that T30, grab the bumper and give it a bit of a pull. It might feel as if you're going to break it. All it's doing is just releasing itself off them clips. Now, underneath the vehicle there is two trim clips holding the bumper to the body, on the passenger side and the driver's side. Once you've undone all your screws securing down the sides, remove both rear lights, and underneath the lights you've got these little clips. Get a little pry bar, hold the bumper with one hand, like so, and just prise them out, and that bumper now will come off. But on the driver's side, if you've got parking sensors on the rear, just on the chassis on the right hand side, you've got a multi-plug, and we can just disconnect it, and it all comes off in one. Now everything's out of the way, we have got down to the component that's failed. Well, they don't fail, they're just not bonded in properly. It looks like this one's been done before. And if I just give it a little bit of a wiggle, you'll see it moving away from the body, and what's happening is water's going behind that seal and filling up the car. So what we're going to do, we're going to get these removed now, and we're going to seal them up. And there you have it, that is both vents pried out. What I've used is a little pry bar. Now, as you can see, I've got a little swimming pool in there. Let me just get a screwdriver. If I just pull this foam back, what happens is the water fills up, it goes right through that little hole there into the luggage area. All we've got to do is get all this now cleaned up. Once we've cleaned everything down now as best as we can, you're not going to get all this off. It is a bit of a nightmare. I don't know what they've used, but anyway, there's a little like sound deadening mat in there. Because it's covered in water, we've took it out, and we're going to leave it out because it's only a little bit. We're going to get some brake and clutch cleaner now, and a little bit of a rag, and just clean the area down, so when we put the sealant on, it's going to have a good bond to it. And all we're going to be using is some Tiger Seal, and the tip of it, what I do, I don't know if you're going to see it, is put a V in it, so as you're applying it, you're getting a good bead of it. Now that Tiger Seal's been applied, get your little vent now and make sure it is as clean as you can. Make sure you've got no slimy mud anywhere. And again, use a little bit of brake and clutch cleaner, and that is going to clean that surface perfectly, so it's going to give a good bond. And then what we've got to do is slide it in and give it a good push-a-rooney, like so. And then once you've pushed it in now, get your rubber glove, lick your middle finger a little bit like so, and then rub your finger right round the edge. Like so, and then you will get a finish like that. Perfect. And now I've got to carry out that process on the driver's side, and while I'm doing this side, I've put my little heater just on this corner here, so it's getting everything nice and warm, and it should dry a little bit quicker. Now, I forgot to mention while I was doing the other side, there is a little rubber bung in the bottom corner, and what I've done is put a drill through it, so if it ever does fill up again, not that it will, the water will just drain out through the bottom there, lovely. And there we go, that is both sides now nice and neat, and they're done. But before we put everything back together, we're just going to give around, where the lights fit, a little bit of a cleaner-oonie. Nobody's ever going to see behind it, but because I've been there, I want it nice and clean. Really, looks a tidy job, that. Right, let's get this bumper back on. And then once we've put the back wheels back on, the back bumper, all the lights are back in the vehicle now and everything's working. Always, once you've had the back lights on, always give them a little bit of a test and make sure that everything's working. But last but not least, what we're going to do is clean everything out of the boot area, the spare wheel, and make sure that all that water is dried up as best as we can. Obviously the camera is going to be a little bit damp around the corners here, but we're just going to explain to the customer, leave the windows open on a warm day and keep your heaters on as warm as you can. And yeah, and that is everything now put back together. All the trim either side is all nice and tidy. The spare wheels back in and made sure everything is as it should be. Now I don't know where the boot floor carpet is. Customers probably got it at their house, who knows, probably drying it out in the house. But anyway, I hope this video has helped. Let's close the boot now and get the job finished. Let's get some.